Hi, how are you doing? I feel called to channel some messages as usual, but the topic is not random messages or guidance from spirit guides, but it is about a message of hope for some of you who is going through grief process, releasing pain, releasing grief from old relationships in general. So if you feel called, I invite you to select um, just one. Today we're not gonna select an object for message. We will select number. We have group one, two, and three. So just use the time slam I have put in the description and go straight to the message that you want to select. Just make a decision intuitively, and I'm gonna channel for you. All right, if you're ready, let's go straight to group number one and see what we have. I'm seeing an image of like a younger or young boy, um, probably not too young, but I would say adolescent or a teenager, boy or girl, very small, sitting like they round themselves, like they're protecting themselves, sitting in a corner, and there is the spirit of a grandmother visiting them. Um, and I just feel called to share that. If you select this group, um, your grandma really loves you. She usually shows up when you feel the most down, and she's very protective of you, and she thinks that you are very wise, very strong, very um powerful, and she understands how much hopelessness you feel when you're going through difficult emotions. Perhaps you feel challenged with handling a lot of emotions or a lot of conflicting thoughts, and it includes conflict emotion rising within you. She is with you. And the female spirit can be your grandma or can be your great grandma, so two generations go back. And I just feel um it's like almost got chills, almost got chills of the support from ancestor, even though they are looking after us from the other side. But you know, it's always good to know that you are actually not alone, and the period of staying alone and being alone is just temporary. And sometimes we got caught up with, but perhaps because we or you might not have someone close enough to share, to go through the process of grief and witness you. Perhaps um you feel alone, like really really alone in terms of not having someone close to like share. But just know that you can always write some prayer for your spirit guide, for your ancestor, and just ask them to giving you that gentle hug, that reassurance, the comfort, the lightness. Of course, in terms of frequency, in terms of holding space and making you feel safe, sure they can definitely help you on that. So just know that you have the power to set a prayer. Um, I mean, we can literally just buy a candle, not necessarily a big one, but just buy a simple one, a small one, and close your eyes and pray to receive support. And if you have any wish, for sure that they're all listening and they are with you, especially when you light the candles. They are, from my own experience, I feel their presence will be stronger when you light the candle. Ooh, I just feel so much love and closeness, that proximity of a loved one going with you, and they're just observing you with love. But only when you ask for help, they can jump in and maybe giving you some signs or sharing some messages to you if you are a clear audience, if you have the intuitive sense to hear. But just know that whatever you pray for, you will get the answer, and it just takes time. For this group, I'm seeing that the phase of feeling alone and not having support is almost over, and you will be entering a phase where you are going to be very open with people in terms of what you have been through and allow others to witness you. But the first step before that is you must allow yourself to be seen. You must allow yourself to speak up the hard emotions that you carry, that you find is hard to share. And especially if we share it with someone who has similar experience, I think that you will find some resonance frequency. You will find people that can resonate with that, and it can bring you a lot of comfort and you know, understanding and empathy and compassion from it. I hope that this message helped you and you are not actually alone. Let's go to group number 2. Let's see what we have for group number 2. I'm feeling someone like running away. Suddenly I feel quite cold. Like perhaps you are or you were in a state of running away from something. You feel cold, you feel lack of support or unsafe. I just feel a lot of sadness in the heart for this group. It has a little bit of feeling ungrounded, feeling not fully safe and stable in a place that you are. Perhaps that you have some shadows or emotions that you are buried inside your heart. Because usually when we go through the grief process and we have the tendency to cope with emotions that we're not ready to face. We try to escape it by different kind of coping mechanisms. Of course you can look it up, but I do feel that there is some emotions that want to be looked at. And it's not to say that we are wrong to distract ourselves, we're wrong to like escaping the pain. I mean, who wants to feel pain, right? Who wants to be in a state of suffering? But I from my own experience, we only suffer if we resist something. And the pain is like a signal of some truth wanting to be looked at, some truth that want to be witnessed, to be seen and accepted. But because we resist it, that's why it creates suffering for us. Well, not all situation is ideal based on our hope, based on our expectation, but we can release the suffering more by accepting what is right. And in order to accept it, you must look at it. I feel that for this group, it is really more about the emotions that you buried inside your heart. Perhaps you feel abandonment. Perhaps you feel like you are upset, or you have some thing that you believe it is unjust, and you cannot face the facts that, oh, I allowed these terrible things to happen to me. Like, why did I allow it to happen? Like, why did I allow this person to treat me like that? So I feel this sense of betrayal, self-betrayal, and not honoring the boundaries in some circumstances. So just take what resonates with you. This is what I'm picking up for the collective. And perhaps there's some guilt of not doing the right thing, or some sadness for how things end up in a way that is so unexpected and is so painful. These things are right now in a shadow. It's in your heart, and you can always tune into your heart to ask the message from the heart, right? Because all parts of us that wants to be witnessed, it stays in the body. Or perhaps you might feel ache not in the heart but in other areas. So one way to approach it, and I'm sharing from a gentle approach, gentle and loving way to deal with it, is to ask for the message. For example, if you feel aching in your heart, just put your hand on your heart and just ask, what is it that you want to tell me, and what do you feel? So the first step is always to recognize what is actually that part is feeling, right? So if you find it hard to identify the feeling, you can always you can always sense, right? How does it feel in terms of um, the sensation? It's like, does it feel like someone is squeezing your heart, or does it feel like there are fire rising in it, or does it feel like a heavy rock, right? If you cannot identify the emotion, all you need to do is to feel it, right? Just try to feel it. It works as if you are holding the part of you, and no matter what it looks like, it might look like a rock, it might look like a baby crying, whatever it is, just hold it using like two hands or one hand, whatever, just to hold it and breathe into it. Right? Breathe in. So every time you breathe in more love and compassion and empathy into the part of you that carry pain, and you breathe out. Just visualize as if you are breathing out the pain that that part carries. So I think that it is a good approach to deal with grief, because we're not meant to resist it. We are meant to witness our grief and let it move through us. Because if we resist grief, it is stuck in the body, and down the line, it will manifest a lot of things, right? A lot of discomfort. And we don't want the stuck energy to one day becomes a form of illness. That is the last thing that I want to happen for our collective. And of course, it's hard to say, like, until it hits you so hard, and then you're gonna um crawling and crying on the floor. But it is what it is, right? It is a part of the process, irrespective of the intensity it is. It always requires your presence and your compassion to be with yourself, right? And just know that these waves are getting more softened. It will become more manageable when you are comfortable with the process of feeling. And the more you feel, the more you attune to the story that actually happened, that creates discomfort for that part. So the more practice you do it every day, or anytime you feel that you wanna like process grief, the more messages and the more truth and lessons is coming for you. So trust the process, and you walk away from the grief stage like a whole new different person. Okay, I think I'm ready to go to group number 3. Just want to make it um straight to the point and quick and clear as much as I can. Alrighty, group number 3. Um, huh, I'm seeing a harvesting season. You know what I see? I see flowers in the garden. I'm seeing like fruits coming up to to be collected. Um, I'm seeing um a blossoming garden for some reasons. Let me quickly tune in. I'm seeing like you are walking on the other side. Mm. Suddenly I'm seeing an image of my dear friend. So if if you're watching this and you are my friend, you are at the right place. Um, I'm seeing someone actually crossing, sorry, what is crossing? But crossing, like crossing through the portal of grief, which is pretty transformative. And when I say portal of grief, it means you are so you're so at the last stage of grief process. Usually when people are moving through grief, they're dealing with different kind of emotions. It can be guilt, it can be like shame, angry, upset, sorrow, sadness, right? The loop it was a continuous loop of different kind of emotions coming to you, visiting you a lot of times, and the intensity gets lessened through time, and it reaches to a point where you find that inner peace, that you pick up all the lessons and you have released the painful emotions that belong to the past stories of relationship. I assume that for a small group of a small portion of this group, it's really about past relationship that ended. But for some of you, it's actually a loved one passing away, and it's almost like you have gone to the other side of the heartbreak. It's um it's a really like big move, big transformation, big change. And I want to say that congratulations. It's so powerful. And especially if you are um grieving and continually facing the parts of you that are grieving, and you're not resisting it, you accept yourself honestly as how painful it is, and you're facing so many truths and discover so many love that you have for them and for yourself. I just feel so proud and in awe of you, just witnessing the amount of work and bravery that you have been um, doing probably for the last 3 months. But the timeline doesn't matter, right? I mean, what is time? But I think you're doing great. I think you're brilliant. You're actually a very brilliant individual, and just spend time to celebrate the new you. Mm. And I'm applauding you for not I would say, I wouldn't use the word victim, but when we go through grief, it's so easy for us to feel victimized, to feel abandoned, to feel left behind. But that is not the case for you, and it is such a powerful position to be, rather than being a victim, because we're we're never victim. Like, we're actually never victim on a soul level. Everything that happened is serving us a lesson. So if it's serving us, how are we a victim? Right. So I'm very happy to see you here. I hope that you find something useful or some positivity from this reading. And if you feel it's resonating, just let me know in the comments which group you select. And I'll see you in another time. Bye.